Hi everyone, and welcome to this episode of the DisKingdom podcast with me, Roger, here in the UK, and Abe there in sunny California.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody. On this week's show, we are going to be discussing the Disney's 2015. We're going to be taking a quick look back at some of our highlights from 2015 from the Disney side of things. So I'm going to kick things off. We've had quite a lot of Disney movies this year. We've had The Good Dinosaur. We've had Inside Out. We also had a few live-action movies as well, like Cinderella. So any kind of highlights for you from the Disney side of anything this year, Abe?
For me, I think I was most anticipated since 2013 was Inside Out. I love that movie. Definitely, it delivered like I expected to. It was a very unique movie, something we've never seen before. Just great idea, great concept. Cinderella was a surprise. I mean, aside from, I knew it was going to be big because of the eyebrows, but it was definitely I enjoyed it. I was surprised. It was definitely a good film. It did well in the box office.
I was going to say, I think for me, Cinderella was kind of like, it was all right. It wasn't. I wasn't completely blown away with it. I'm going to be honest. It didn't, but I don't think I was the target audience. I don't think.
You just went for Frozen Fever.
You know what? Actually, you know what the worst thing is? I was more interested in seeing Frozen Fever, and we rented Cinderella, and it didn't. And then we went, we didn't get the short, and I still haven't seen Frozen Fever. Because we didn't buy Cinderella for Christmas yet, and so that was one thing.
If you get the shorts collection, it's in there. Yeah.
I always think with the shorts collection, there's a bit of an odd one because if I've already got the Blu-rays on DVDs to all of them, I've got them anyway. It's just obviously easy to have them in one place. But Cinderella was I think it was a good live action version. It did seem to do very, very well, which I'm glad about. I think it did. I think for live action, it was a lot better. I'm going to be honest, I preferred Tomorrowland. As much as that was a little bit weaker in terms of storyline, I didn't do very well, and it kind of sent all kind of ripples through Disney about sci-fi. I preferred Tomorrowland as the live action movie of 2015. I thought that was a lot better from the Disney side of things.
Yeah, and see, I loved Tomorrowland, and I hated it. And one, I really loved it because I enjoyed the movie. I didn't think it was preachy like a lot of people did. I kind of wanted more Tomorrowland, don't get me wrong, but it was definitely a good film. I hated it because of its performance. And the reason why I say that is because of its performance, they canceled Tron 3. So that kind of made me a little disappointed. But yeah, anyways, that was, I can see that. I did enjoy Tomorrowland as well.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed it more than I expected to. I think when it came out, there was this kind of big flood of people going, not entirely amazing. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It wasn't an amazing blowout year compared to some of the other sort of Disney live action movies that we'll be discussing on other episodes of our podcast this week. It blew out. It was pretty weak compared to them, but live action wise, I enjoyed Tomorrowland. It was one of those kind of neat, nice little movies. I love the little nods to the parks and all the rest of it, and it's a small world and there's big, beautiful. All those little geeky things are good. Like you said, we could have done with a lot more tomorrow in Tomorrowland. But then we had the two animated movies. So you had Inside Out, which I think was the big movie of 2015. If you're going to sum up 2015 for one movie for Disney, that was the one that I think did very, very well. Amazing movie, fantastic animation, just great story, fantastic characters, and I loved it.
Yeah, and then not Big Hero 6.
Good Dinosaur. Actually, Big Hero 6 technically was a 2015 release for me this year because it didn't come out here till February. So I hadn't seen it till this year. So technically, it was a 2015 movie for me, and I loved it. I thought that was a really great movie, and I've watched it quite a few times, and I thought it was a really good. I enjoyed that one. So it kind of tailed end off. I know technically for most people it was 2014, but us Brits got it a bit late for some reason. And then The Good Dinosaur.
The Good Dinosaur, yeah. I enjoyed it. It was definitely a good film. I didn't get the big wow factor like a lot of people did. Maybe I was expecting this movie to be better, only because of everything it went through to get to the where it is. Um, I don't want to rule it out completely as bad because I feel like I need to see it maybe a second time. Maybe I went in there with a different mindset. But I enjoyed it. It was definitely a good film. I don't want to say it's bad. It's just not my favorite. But it was great. It was a good movie.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, that's pretty. I think 2015 for Disney movies has been a solid year. I think we had the great Inside Out. Cinderella did very well, and I think Tomorrowland and Good Dinosaur kind of were the middle of the road. They weren't dreadful. They weren't awful. I think it's just with such an action-packed kind of season now for Disney Studios, it kind of they weren't blowout movies, but I think they'll have big followings on home video and just on TV and stuff. I think the Good Dinosaur will build up steam next year when it's out on home video. I think it will do, with kids watching it at home. I just don't think it was a cinema movie in the same way that Inside Out was an event that you had to go see.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely next year is going to be bigger, a lot bigger for Disney. Yeah. I mean, and obviously, aside from the other franchises, I mean, they have some awesome epic movies to come out next year.
Yeah, so it's kind of I think looking back at 2015's Disney movies, very very good, of a lot of and very very varied as well. You kind of Inside Out, and Cinderella, and Tomorrowland, and even Good Dinosaur. They're all they're aimed at different audiences. But I also think in some ways, with the Disney's other studios movies coming out, I think Cinderella, that hit the right point for a massive audience. That I can see why it's done so well, because it was completely different from their other movies.
Yeah, absolutely, totally agree.
Yeah.
And what was it? There was one more movie that I didn't get to watch, which was Tinkerbell and the Never Beast or something.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't seen that one yet either.
Neither have I, but
no, yeah,
Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell's never fully on my radar. I have seen a few of the movies, but I'm gonna be honest, they're not really high on my. Oh, I must watch that. It's like it's been like, oh, that pops up on TV or on Netflix. Well, I'll kind of give it a whirl to kind of say I've sat through 3 of the Tinkerbell movies. Yeah, but not a huge one on my radar.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't see it, so I don't know.
Yeah, there was also McFarlane Land USA, with Kevin Costner. I'm going to be honest, I have not seen it. It was a very. I'm going to be honest, it's an American movie that is an American sport, which generally means that outside of America, they don't need the. I think it had such a limited release at the cinema. I think it was literally like 1 week, and there was no advertising.
What kind of movie was it? It's a sport movie, you said?
Yeah, some kind of sports movie.
I don't even remember. I mean, I know they had the Once Upon a Time TV show that was the season was okay, and they also have the Descendants that came out on the Disney Channel.
Yeah,
that did really well. I mean, it was interesting.
Yeah. Descendants. It's kind of one of those odd ones. I think a lot of us of maybe a certain generations and age and stuff look at Descendants and go, "Well, it looks a bit naff, looks a bit odd," but I'm gonna be honest. Some of the response I've had on like Twitter and stuff, fun Descendants fans love it. It's been a big hit. They're doing a sequel that has been a really big success for Disney. Descendants, the Disney TV channel really helped with that one. And then Once Upon a Time, we made a mistake in our house. Of my wife started watching it, and before she knew it, she'd plowed through 5 seasons on Netflix. I only see every 3rd episode the last 20 minutes when I get home from work. And she turned around and goes, we really should have watched this together because you would have enjoyed this. And I'm like, I know about Once Upon a Time, but I completely missed it. Now I'm so far behind my wife on Once Upon a Time. I will never catch up because I don't have. I'm going to be honest, if I got a free few hours in the evening, I play video games. I don't tend to watch TV. So yeah,
it's the same at my household. But I mean, I'll tell you this much: at D23, they were really pushing it. They were showing little commercials before presentations, and they were pushing Dark Swan because she's now the villain and whatnot. And just to give you, because I'm kind of in Roger's boat, just to give you my girlfriend's perspective, she enjoyed it, and then she started hating it, and she hated it even more. And for some reason, the past few episodes, she's like brought back up because now they're exploring the idea of the underworld. So it's like, possibility of seeing Hades and all that stuff. And it's like, I've noticed this thing with Once Upon a Time. It's kind of like the stock market. You have ups and downs. Right now, it looks like we're in an incline, so that's kind of good. But it's been an interesting year for the Disney, films and TV shows. So.
Yeah, great year for them all. But we'd love to know your thoughts on what you think were the highlights for the Disney side of 2015. Remember, you can comment below. Remember, hit that subscribe button and let us know your thoughts on it. And a big thank you to Ethan over at sortedapps.com and Magic Brand Collectors for all the support. And we should see you guys in a later video. Later,
guys. Bye.